Hey everybody, thank you for watching. Today's video is inspired by a group of Liberians back home who came together to start a movement called Country First. The whole idea is to put Liberia first. I think this is one thing that I have been hoping that we Liberians can do. I know a lot of Liberians out there been thinking the same, and I'm so happy for this group of Liberians who came together to say, you know what, no matter our differences, no matter our political differences, we can come together and be one nation. We can disagree with each other. We can belong to different party. We can belong to different organization. We can oppose to whatever leadership, but we can think that our country come first. And I'm so happy by this Liberian. I think over the past few months, this is the second thing, positive things about Liberia that happened. The other time I learned that they're a group of young people in Plebo, Maryland County, who came together every, I think, second Saturday. They would go in their community and start cleaning up. And I think we Liberians need to start building this type of mindset. We need to really think about our country more than ourselves. We need to put Liberia first. We need to learn how to say, you know what, even though I disagree with this person, but you know what, just for the sake of our country, I'm gonna handle things differently. It's okay to criticize each other. It's okay to oppose to each other leadership, but we shouldn't go beyond insulting each other. We shouldn't go beyond seeing each other as enemies. I think one of Liberia's major problem is that we always see each other as enemy than just seeing the person as opposition. The idea of being opposition is the idea of saying, you know why, you are not running the better. I think I can do better. I oppose to that type of leadership that you have. And so I think Liberians should really focus on how to have that type of mindset that says that, you know what, even though I'm angry with you, but you know what, let me just do this for the sake of our country. Let me just do this for the sake of Liberia. I know Liberia need different mindset now. So I'm very proud of the Liberians who founded that organization that is called, I don't know whether it's organization, but it's called Country First. And these are the kind of positivity we need. Like those guys, like the people in Plebo who every time cleaning their country or their communities. I think Liberians really need this. Some of us are playing our part by making videos, traveling around Liberia. Some of the videos are good. Some of them have some questions. By the end of the day, we want people to see positivity coming out of Liberia than all the political conflict, than all the insults that people are doing, then all this stuff people say, I have a right, but I will insult the hell out of you. But if you insult me, it's wrong. And I don't think all of those things we should even do them. I think there should be a time when Liberians should really focus. We should use these other countries like Rwanda that were in the same position that we were in. Today, Rwanda is one of the countries that are going forward in Africa. Ghana was not rich, but Ghana is doing an incredible job. If you talk to anybody abroad, they will tell you, what's your favorite African country to go to right now? They will say Ghana. Why? Because the Ghanaians are putting their differences aside and working hard. Because another thing that they are doing is they're focusing on investment. They're investing in the country. Instead of everything, they are blaming their country. The Ghanaians themselves are building apartment complex. They are doing it, the ordinary citizens. The difference between Ghana and other countries, Nigeria, the difference between those countries and Liberia is because Liberia, all we do is blame each other, point fingers, and not make a move. We think government will come and build apartment complex. We think government will come and build businesses. We even hope, every time we hope for investment, we hope that somebody else will come from different country and come to our country to invest. When someone is not in power, they think everything another person, whoever is in power, is doing it's wrong. But when they are in power, they forgot that, you know, they used to criticize somebody else. I think all of these things are very confusing, are very frustrating, and they are wrong. Liberia went through 14 years of civil war. Now all we have to do is to focus, is to do things, is to be like these guys who are starting these positive organizations. I don't want to start an organization that says our organization goal is to bring hell down on George Weah throughout his administration. Don't get me wrong, I am not CDC partisan, I am not George Weah partisan, I am from Liberia. But I think the energy that we will spend to carry on all the protests that would never make a difference, and going on Facebook, YouTube, spending our time and just criticizing George Weah and insulting George Weah, those things, ever since people started doing it, what change did they make? But if you start organizations that are bringing Liberians together, if you start organizations that are cleaning your neighborhood, if you are going out making video promoting Liberia and things like that, people will see those things as positive vibe coming out of Liberia. You know, let's not forget, Liberia is a country that went through 14 years of civil war. And many investors, many people out there, every time they are always asking questions. Is Liberia safe? Is Liberia ready to move forward? These are the questions people are asking. And every time we go out there protesting and rioting, I think that's wrong. Another thing that I wanted to talk about today is political leaders, religions group or leaders, and everybody else. They need to step up when they see bad things going on. It's wrong for those people to sit back while certain things are happening. For example, what been happening with Yeke Koluba. Their situation, I think Yeke Koluba has the right to express himself, but not to go beyond expressing yourself by insulting a sitting president, and not just ordinary insults, but going as far as using F words and other things. I think that is wrong. I am not CDC partisan. I can't tell you that I'm George Weah supporter, but I think you don't have to be George Weah supporter to know that it's wrong. I think a lot of political leaders, a lot of politicians, a lot of relations leaders, and everybody else need to make a public statement and say, you know what, we shouldn't sit back for this to happen. I think we need to, in order for our country to move forward, there are certain things we need to see. I don't think going on to insult your president, it's one of the free speech. I think that's wrong. You, especially when you are a government official, how will you feel when somebody's like made it their job to every time insult you? Yeke Koluba talk about how Liberians are struggling and insulting George Weah every day about it, but he forgot to know he's also a government official. He's also one of the leaders. He has the power to do certain things. And the time that he's spending, the energy he's spending to do all of that, I think he can use all of that time to convince his friends, the fellow lawmakers. You cannot convince anybody or different party to vote for certain things you want by being too aggressive. You got to put your case on the table, like, hey, this is what I think we can do. Again, I am not supporting the government to say, oh, government is doing the right thing or whatever, but I think there's different ways that we can handle things than going on insulting somebody, going on to do certain things. I think the best thing that we Liberians can do now is to be like those guys in Plebo, those guys that just started this movement that says country first. Liberian need to put Liberia first. This include government officials. This include George Weah and whoever become president. Put Liberia first. And you know, this is, I don't know. It frustrates me every time I see those stuff happening in Liberia, especially after the 14 years of civil war that we all experienced. You remember, Liberians fought each other throughout the war. Nobody won. We all lost people. Why are we doing all of this now? And why are we continuing to carry on these things when we should be sitting down to think about how we can develop our country, to think about how we can work things out better? We should have learned from the past. Back in 1970, the end of 1970, there were protests that led to brutal bloodshed. So by now, you know, we should think about these things and be different people by now. We are doing exactly what we were doing back then. So it's like, come on, have we learned something? So if you're watching this video, if you find any sense in it at all, share this video with your friends. I think Liberians need different mindset in order for our country to move forward. Thank you for watching. Peace.